Hello guys, here again, back on my creative world, and as you just saw, this is a fully functioning 1.13.2 Nether Tunnel Bore Machine. The original is by Mango, roughly 2 years ago, but since that was made for version 1.11 and we're in version 1.13, it doesn't work anymore since TNT tubers have changed and some of this machine has changed as well. And I have not seen anybody build one yet for the newer versions, so yeah, here I am showing you how to do it. So what happens? Well, if we activate the machine, we can see that TNT gets activated, the machine cycles through, and the TNT gets launched. We do it again, it's the entire thing, timed, and then the TNT explodes mid-air, carving us a perfect tunnel where the machine will fit through, as you just saw in the demonstration. We can do it here once more. Activate this one. Let's edit a few lights so we can actually see something, and the tunnel gets blown. And the machine fits right through. I also have a few other versions for multiplayer spigot servers specifically, and obviously this machine can be chained very nicely. I will come back to that later. So what changed from 1.11? Well, the most significant part are obviously the TNT tubers, which don't work anymore the old way, so we have to use the ones using corals now. These can be a little bit random, and it heavily depends on the TNT tuber design if this works. As far as I know, this is the only design that will work in this machine. There are other designs, but in those the TNT is usually left hanging free down here with no guidance blocks. This was the only design with this where it was possible for me to add a block behind this, guiding the TNT after the push to land on here. Since there's no block here, as in the old pusher there would have been a half slab here, and nothing here, the TNT still can fall in the front and to the left. That's why I also added a slime block in front, because in the old design there was none. But since the TNT falls, if it falls a little bit to the front, this will also fail. So I'd rather not test my luck on this and place a slime block here. Otherwise, it is very likely to break. Another thing I changed in the cell, I made it more friendly to chain it by removing 2 blocks here, adding this piston below, activating this entire thing, and then to the pusher. I will show you how to build this thing in depth later. So another interesting fact, or rather annoying fact, that may be interesting for you if you're playing on a multiplayer server that is Spigot, is that I designed this entire thing to use on Docker's Patreon server, which is a Spigot server, and it kept failing. I built it 4 times, it blew up 4 times, and Methodz mentioned that it may be because the server might be skipping ticks. Spigot does that sometimes to save lag, but that is very bad if we're relying on this redstone block butt throwing this piston and this slime block updating it so it pushes it away immediately again. And it failed. And this happens on Spigot. So this design will work fine for you on any vanilla world. You can use this sort of pusher anywhere you want, as long as it's not a Spigot server. For that, Methodz came up with a really nice fix that is just this comparator butt throwing this piston a little bit after with a little bit delay, so we might not be skipping ticks. And it has been working fine ever since and not failed on me. So you can just use this on a Spigot server if you want to have a single cell. So putting this in here, which basically is just adding a slime block here and this facing inward, that is literally it. But now you don't have enough blocks to add the holding cage, so you might actually reconsider it. Another note that we don't have enough blocks is that with this design, just pushing in there like this, we're already using 10 of the possible 12 blocks a piston can push just by this structure alone, using the last 2 to build the standing cage. We also got a workaround for that, which is simply having this engine itself, this is the vanilla engine now, and another block behind it. Either powered by an observer above, updating this piston, or specifically if you're using this version, because this version is obviously 2 blocks larger, specifically then you want to have the redstone block here and change the slime blocks below a little bit so it can work like that. That is simply because, well, here we are already using 12 like this if we want to chain them together. If we don't want to chain them, it doesn't really matter. But we obviously want to chain them to get the massive or the most effect. So here we have them chained in a 5-block spacing, resulting in a very efficient and widespread netherrack clearing. As you can see, they all blow up. And yeah, as I said, this can either be done like this for the vanilla design, or if you want to save resources, you put a observer here, and you can change this back to this. Both work either way. On Spigot, you really have to use this one with no block here, slime block here, and this here. And now this will also work, and be able to push this further to then update this piston again to chain it. You can take a closer look at it in the save file, but it works just as well. And Spigot save. Okay, I think with that we have covered most of the basics, and we can get to trying to build this thing. Okay, now on to building it. If you want to build it from the ground up, which we likely want to do, is we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks up and place this sticky piston. This is my starting point. Behind the sticky piston we put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, another sticky piston, another block, another sticky piston, another block, slime block, another sticky piston, regular block. Now we have to decide here already, do we want to make this, well, stackable or tileable, or not? We just want to build a, well, actually we want to do it tileable. So the first 2 observers need to be on the side, otherwise we will have space issues here at the top. So these need to be facing into the slime blocks from the side. The last one doesn't really matter, can also be facing in from the side, just to make it more consistent. We're going to do that now. It can also be on top. Behind this piston, another one with slime block, another slime block, and actually this piston row has to go all the way down. We go 5 down and remove those ones in the middle, so we have them with 1 apart spacing. Behind these slime blocks we need now like something like a furnace or obsidian. I'm going to use a furnace now. Any non-pushable block, because we need to block them. Behind these we have regular pistons at the opposite side of the sticky ones. Redstone block like this, and normal blocks in between. It can be any block. So far this design is similar to what Mango did. 2 blocks behind this, another regular piston, 2 slime blocks, piston in here, 1 block above, and now we deviate a bit by placing 2 slime blocks here, having a regular piston here, this one here, another non-pushable block, anything, this piston facing in there, and 2 redstone blocks like this again. The deviation now is, in the old design, this would be this shape. Now we just do 1 block and the piston below it. This is also just to cut down on the blocks this piston has to push in the end, so we can chain it better, because this allows us, as well as you can see back there, to get the 4 wide spacing, so have it every 5th block, by allowing us to do this shape and this block in the end. Very similar, or exactly the same, we can push right here, making it very convenient to actually tile it. Behind this piston we have 1 block space, block above, we put 2 further out, and have 3 blocks here into this pillar. We have 1 observer facing into this, very important, piston above and piston in front, slime block, redstone block above, and then observers, and sticky piston, last deviation, or next deviation rather, we're not yet at the TNT duper even. We have 2 slime blocks here, also very important, and regular block here, doesn't matter which. Behind this piston we have another slime block, another piston, and observer facing into it, with a slime block in front. Okay, this is the bottom part of the machine. Now to the top one. We have 3 here, so we're going for a vanilla tileable machine. so we can use a 3 high pillar here. If this was bigger now and we would have to use the bigger machine, or the bigger pushing mechanism, we would do this L shape with the redstone block here, but we're not. We have this, and we face an observer into this slime block. Piston here. Actually, not just pistons like as support blocks, piston like this facing into this thing with 1 block gap spacing, slime block behind, sticky piston, slime block, and a regular piston right here or here. It will adjust itself. This will be the final position it will be in, so we're gonna put it there. We can put observer here facing into there, and now this machine would already move. We can actually test it. Actually, it wouldn't move because we forgot to move the non-pushable blocks. Very important, guys. Don't forget that. So let's update the entire thing, and it's moving. Let's do it again properly with all the blocks removed, and it's moving. Perfect. Now onto the TNT duper. We have an observer here, a regular piston here, have an L shape of this sort. I need a fence now. Thank you. Have a fence up front, another L shape, TNT below, a coral right there, grabbing some items here, rail above, and a minecart. Also very important, with this design, this is not done, there needs to be a block here. It can be any block, it can be our glass block here, it can also be a slime block, just any pushable block needs to be below here to guide the TNT. Then a piston in front, another 1 wide gap, slime block, redstone block, and slabs as the ceiling for the TNT. Now we just update this once, and our machine is done. Now this should already be working. Let's test it. TNT drops, cycles through, and gets launched, and destroys our glass. Let's do it again. Perfect. To make it tileable now, remove this block and can go out like this. Right here in this Tetris shape. We can add this one back, and below here we don't even have to do anything, we just go out and add this one and start anew with our engine right here. But yeah, you can take a closer look at it, how exactly I did it back there. This would be just the starting point. Perfect. With that, this is the 1.13 vanilla, very important, vanilla 1.13 Nether Tunnel Bore Machine. I hope you like it, guys. Have fun exploding some stuff, and I will see you next time.